have a little intermediate, full body balancing series on the mat for you. If you have some hand weights, go ahead and grab them. If you don't, you can use cans of soup. If you don't have anything, you can do this series without weights. It's totally fine. We're gonna get to all sides of your body. We can think about using the floor at home, using the floor as a tool for proprioceptive feedback. That's feedback about how your body is carrying itself. And we're using the floor as an aid, just like we would use the apparatus, the reformer in the studio, as an aid. So we're gonna begin lying down on our back. Just gonna lie down and your legs are bent and your feet are hip width apart. And it's nice to start our practice just as an observer, kind of like noticing our body. What do you feel? What do you feel when you lay down? Does your mind start racing? Do you immediately connect to your body? Are you breathing? Can you get tactile? Do you feel the floor underneath your back and the feeling of your back on the floor, kind of how they meet? Do you notice which parts of your body are touching and connected? And in the same moment, notice which parts of your body that aren't touching, right? And if I was to even pare that back a little bit further and be more specific, I'd be thinking about my spine. Which parts of my back are touching and which parts of my back are not touching? So as I lie here, my tail is grounded. There's a space in my lower back. You guys might feel that as well. My ribs are grounded. There's a space in my neck and my head is grounded. So these 3 points, your tail, your ribs, and your head, are your anchors. And as we move on our backside on the floor, we can use these points to help leverage ourselves, to help create stability for the body, and to help give us a sense of organization, how we're organizing our spine, sort of the shape in our back. So we're gonna start by just rolling on our head side to side. So just feel your head on the ground. Feel that this is an anchor, just the weight of your head. And then coming back to the middle, and then just slide your head a little up and down. And if it's hard for you to feel grounded, if you tend, you're gonna do like a little circle here with the head on the ground, just tracing a circle. If you tend to feel a little bit, less grounded or connected to the earth, reverse those circles. You can just do these little grounding exercises. So a bit of rolling on the floor. Come back to the middle, reach your arms up, bend the elbows, grab the elbows with your hands, and roll on your ribs. Just the rocking side to side may make you breathe, which is really nice. And the breath helps you settle your nervous system and get you connected to your body. We always want to start our mat practice. You guys can just follow along. I'm just going to talk as we move. You're going to open the arms wide to the sides. So right arm is crossing over the body, reaching towards the left arm. We inhale as we come back to center. We exhale as we cross the other arm over, so left arm over right. Great place to take a breath is right in the middle with an open chest. We exhale as we cross. We inhale to center. Exhale as we cross. Inhale to center. What I was going to say is we always want to start our mat practice, our Pilates practice, or any sort of fitness practice, from a place of relaxation, rather than from a place of being hurried or frantic. Because as we relax, we can settle more into our body. We're going from our ribs. We did head and ribs, and we're just going to feel our tail. We can wiggle our tail a little side to side, and then just moving a little forwards and backwards with the tail. So see if you could tip your tail forward. It'll feel like your pubic bone is dropping between your legs. Your back is arching. You may even see that there's like a little bit of space here in my back. And then I'm going to roll back, and I'm going to sink, and I'm going to lean into my rib cage. And then I'm going to roll forward. You can let your belly move. Exhale as I go back. Inhale to come forward. I'm just allowing the diaphragm to move with the movement of my spine. From here, I'm going to draw the feet back, so you guys can all draw the feet back towards your body. You're going to inhale here. On your exhale, you're going to curl your tail and sink in the belly and step on the feet and roll on up. So now we're transferring the weight from one anchor to another anchor. You're going to take a breath here. You're going to exhale as you roll on down. Upper back drops, and then your middle back, and then your lower back, all the way to the tail. You're going to inhale, exhale as you curl. Step on the feet, roll on up. It should just feel good. If you haven't moved your spine yet today, you're just rolling through the back, taking a breath here at the top. Exhale as you roll down, upper back drops. Try to round through the back. Feel the back lengthening onto the mat, all the way down to your tail. You take a breath. Again, you can let your diaphragm move. Don't be afraid to let your belly move. Exhale as you curl. Step on the feet, rolling up the spine. Feel the feet planted down. Now, if we wanted to explore a little opposition here, the knees could reach long over the toes. The spine could lead down and back in opposition. Take a breath here. Now, just that push and pull, or that pull in opposition, it's not really a push, but it's a pull of the knees reaching over the toes and the spine leaning down and back. The belly is assisting in that pull. And the more we feel that pull, the more the back of my legs start to fire. They're waking up here. Inhale. Exhale as you roll on down to your back. Upper back, and then middle back, and then lower back, all the way to the tail. So this is a great way to warm up our hamstrings, curling, stepping on the feet, rolling up the spine. Feeling that pull in opposition, taking a breath, and then rolling down. So we've just rolled from anchor to anchor. We could continue playing with that, but let's see if we could work on stabilizing. So I have my ribs, I have my tail. My ribs are grounded, my tail is grounded. My right leg is going to lift up to tabletop. My left leg is going to lift up to tabletop. I'm going to lower the right leg down. I'm going to lower the left leg down. I'm going to see if I'm staying on my anchors. I'm going to lift the left leg up. I'm going to lift the right leg up. I'm going to lower the left leg down. I'm going to lower the right leg down. So we go up one leg. I'm checking in to feel grounded, to stay grounded as I move. Especially as I lift that second leg. So second leg is where everything has to be connected. Last one here. Now I'm going to curl my head, neck, and shoulders up. Tail is grounded, lower rib cage is grounded. We're going to intensify this idea of stability. So the right leg is bent. I'm moving into a single leg stretch. I have my left hand on my knee, my right hand on my ankle. My left leg is reaching long. I'm using my right leg to help leverage me, which also helps me anchor, right? And then I'm going to switch the legs. 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 So if I could think about my leg as a prop, something to hold on to in order to curl me up. I can hold onto that leg and leverage my spine, and the higher I go, the less I feel my neck, and the more I feel my belly. Last one. Both legs in. Give your neck a little rest. It's not that you're not going to feel anything in your head and your neck, but what we're trying to accomplish is a transfer of weight, of the head coming up and weighting and dropping more into the belly. Of course, the more that we're anchoring, the more we're also feeling our abdominals engaged. Curling head, neck, and shoulders up, we move to scissors. Right leg is reaching up to the ceiling, left leg is extended long, and then you're going to switch the legs. And then you're going to switch. And then you're going to switch. And then you're going to switch. Now, if this is hard, maybe your hamstrings are really tight, your leg is only coming this high. Maybe you place your hands behind your head if it feels like too much. You could also do this with legs bent. So I'm going to give you guys some options here. Okay, so legs bent is going to make it a little bit easier on your hamstrings. Definitely on your hamstrings it's easier. And it's going to make it a little bit easier on your belly because your lever is shorter. So we're here, or we're here. Both legs in, let your head come down. Now we're going to interlace the fingers, place the hands behind the head. Again, we're still just working on stability of the trunk. Curling head, neck, and shoulders up. Both legs go up to 90. We have double leg lower lift. Both legs go down. Both legs lift up. Both legs go down. Both legs lift up. Now I'm right here with my belly. And more importantly, my spine, my anchor. So that as my legs move away from my center of gravity, away from my anchor, I'm loading more and more in the belly. The lower ribs stay grounded as the legs go down. Inhaling down. Exhale, return. Inhaling down. Exhale, return. Last one. Both legs pull in. You should be feeling a nice burn in your belly. We move into crisscross. So again, that whole series can be done with bent legs. And in crisscross, we're curling head, neck, and shoulders up. Right leg is bent, left leg is going to extend long. We're curling and twisting, and curling and twisting, and curling and twisting, and curling and twisting. Just feeling the ribs, side to side, and the legs in the straight and narrow. They're not deviating, just my ribs. I'm going to rest. Now I'm really feeling my belly. This is called the series of 5 that we're progressing through in the Pilates world, Pilates mat exercises. You're going to curl head, neck, and shoulders up. The last one is double leg stretch. Again, use your legs as a tool to leverage your spine. You grab your ankles. You inhale, arms back, legs out. You exhale, come around. You're sinking in your belly, pulling the legs in. And then toast. So I'm really feeling that in my belly here. My legs from here are going to go long. I'm going to reach my arms back overhead. I'm feeling a stretch. So because we've just worked the front side, we want to make sure that at some point in time we're stretching, right? We're stretching what we've just worked. The arms are going to come up to the ceiling. You're going to roll up through your head, neck, and shoulders. That's very hard after the series of 5. I'm going to take a little stretch, take a breath, and then I'm going to roll back down. Woo, and I feel my belly, arms up, and rolling up, and stretching forward. And I'm just going to do one more, stretching forward, and I'm taking this into rolling like a ball. If we had done a little bit less stability, right, less stability work, I maybe would be doing a bit more rolling on my back. But now it feels like my belly needs a break. So I'm grabbing the ankles. I'm sitting up back on my sit bones. So I'm kind of balancing here on the back of the pelvis. I'm going to inhale as I go back, and then exhale as I come up. I'm inhaling back and exhaling up. Trying to round my back as I go. Now it's kind of taking me a while to find it, you know, because this is a practice and I'm practicing with you guys. So my back is feeling a little stiff, which I just noticed as I went back. So I want to find that place where I can sink more in my belly. It's the feeling of the belly pulling back with just a bit of inhale and a light wind, right, which sends us back. So we inhale back and we exhale up. And we just inhale, it's just using the breath to send us back, to then tip us back up. It's very casual. And you can see here that I'm not going so far. And then I'm going to stay sitting on this next one. From here, the legs are going to extend all the way along the front. The feet are flexed, your hands are down in front. We're taking a nice spine stretch forward. So from here, I'm going to inhale, and then on my exhale, I'm going to slide my hands. And then I'm going to inhale all the way back up to rise. We can think about this rising as a stacking of the bones. We want to keep the back pretty flat. Inhaling here. Exhale as you slide your hands down, around, do the back stretch over, and then inhaling to rise all the way back up, spine stretch forward. Inhaling, exhale to slide. Inhale to rise. Exhale to slide. Inhale to rise. One more, exhale to slide. Inhale to rise. We're going to bring the legs together. We can point the feet. Again, trying to feel up on the sits bones with a nice, long, flat back. Both arms are reaching out to the sides. Palms are down. We move into spine twist. It's 2 breaths. And inhale through your nose as we twist. So let's inhale to the left. We're going to go inhale, inhale, and then exhale, center. Exhale, center. So it's inhale, inhale, exhale, center. We alternate to the other side. The right, to the left, to the right. Last one. Open the legs a little wider than your mat, like we were for the spine stretch. Invigorate your spine, try to sit tall. We take this twist into a saw. So we're twisting to the left. The sternum is facing forward towards the foot. The arms are going to continue to spiral. The left arm reaches behind you, internally rotating. The right arm reaches in front, externally rotating. I'm attempting to keep my pelvis square to the front as I rotate my ribs and I reach for my baby toe, my pinky toe. Now, left arm is continuing to oppose me. It's reaching way behind. Eventually, the left arm wins. It pulls me up and I spiral back to the front. I twist to the right. My right arm internally rotating as my left arm externally rotates. I'm leaning forward, going for my pinky toe, reaching the right arm back, coming all the way to sit. This is a little complex, right? There's kind of a lot of pieces. Just turn towards your leg, feel your arm spiral, lean over, come all the way up, and then move to the other side. I don't want to give you guys too much detail that it feels overwhelming. If you can think about keeping your pelvis square to the front as you rotate through your ribs and fall over your leg. That's the simplest way to think about it. One more each side. And then you practice it. And you'll feel like all Pilates moves, there's more layers. As we practice, we layer and layer and layer and feel all the intricacies, okay? So coming to a rest, we're gonna grab the weights. I'm gonna turn and face you all. I'm just gonna be on my knees. And then I'm gonna bring my arms up, and I'm just gonna go through a little arm series here. So you can see my 4 arms are parallel to each other. Trying to keep them parallel. So there's a tendency to want to be here. Trying to keep those parallel. Now my belly is still pulled up. It's a feeling, and how to engage your stomach here. Just think about reaching your ribs away from your hips. And your belly button will come up and underneath your rib cage. I'm gonna hold the arms open, you follow with me. The arms are gonna reach overhead and then open and bend. Now you guys, I'm coming out of frame here when my arms reach up. I'm just keeping my hand facing the same direction. So there's no rotation. Keep your breath going. You can exhale as you extend. That lift up through your waist. On the next one, you're gonna pause, holding the arms open to the side, right, like a cactus, or, no, I didn't do it, right, you're holding your arms up. When you glance side to side at your arms, try to keep your weight right over your elbow. Oh my gosh, I'm really feeling it. I'm gonna hold it here and breathe. You guys hold it with me. We're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Woo. I'm gonna put these down. I could just lift my arms up and kind of stretch a little bit and then circle the arms the other way. So that was quite a bit of work on the shoulders. The legs are gonna come off. If you're mirroring me, your legs are coming off to the left. I'm bringing my legs off to the right. Feel free to mirror me. And I'll cue you guys that way. So your right arm will be reaching up and you're coming into a side bend. And you can take a breath here and send your breath to your ribs, to the left side of your rib cage. Feeling space between your ribs and your hips. And then from here, you're gonna open the arms to the side. Your right arm will come down, your left arm comes up. And now you're counter stretching the other way. We come up, find a little moment of balance if you can. This is a little challenging for me. And then grabbing your ankle and moving into your side stretch. Just breathing there and finding length through that whole right side, coming up, leaning down, counter stretching, coming up, grabbing hold, stretching once again, coming up, and then counter stretching. And then we're gonna come up, swivel on the hips. I'm gonna bring the legs to the other side. I think we did about 4 on that one side, so we'll do 4 this way. It might have been 3. I got a little distracted. Just being real with you. Come up, hold it, breathing into the side of the ribs. Come up, arm goes down, lean into your elbow, lifting the right arm up. Come up, grabbing hold, side bending. Come up, lean down, stretch. Come up, reach, stretch. Come up. And you can feel a little rhythm with this too, which is nice. So it's not just a passive stretch. There's some movement to it. You're gonna come up, you're gonna go down onto your side. So we're moving right into our side series here. The legs are bent, the ribs are anchored, this pelvis is anchored. Let's actually bring the legs a little bit back so they're more at a 45-degree angle, and then just roll on your ribs a little forwards and backwards. Just roll on your ribs. Just like we rolled on our back on the floor. It's kind of nice to just roll on the rib cage. It may feel a little bit tight in this underside. You may feel when you go back, this leg wants to lift, like mine, because my hip is tight. And that's all just information. Kind of just observe our body. You're coming right into the side body. Let's start with a little clam. So we're lifting the right leg up and then back down. And as I lift this leg, I want to make sure I'm not rolling on myself. Then I'm keeping my pelvis square. So I'm feeling just one leg stacked on top of the other. And I'm pulling up through my belly. I'm definitely feeling weight in my ribs here, on my side body. You're going to rest here. The legs are going to extend in front. Your top leg is going to lift. It's most likely your right, my left. You're going to bring the leg forward. We're going to bend the knee, grab the foot, take a little thigh stretch, and then extend the leg back behind. We flex as we go forward. You bend the leg, you grab the foot, you stretch your thigh, just opening up this front side of the hip. From here, your leg is going to reach and extend back. You can roll a little bit forward on your ribs to help counterbalance you. Flex as you go forward, bend the knee, grab the foot, stretch the thigh. It's a great way to prepare. Extend the leg back. Now we're not going to bend the leg, we're just going to go a little forwards and backwards. So we flex as we go forward, we point as we go back, we flex as we go forward, we point as we go back. My right leg, your left leg, the one that's not moving, you can think about that leg as your anchor leg or your standing leg. Yeah, so it's helping you, right, by just stretching and feeling connected to the floor. Your ribs are also connected to the floor. When you go back, you can feel a little rotation in the ribs. Flex to come forward. You'll see me, I'm sort of rotating as my leg goes behind me. Last one. From here, let's hold the leg back. So stay back there and just feel in your ribs. And you can reach your right arm forward and just feel this opposition of the arm reaching and the leg reaching. I'm trying to keep this leg parallel, not turning out. So I'm really working to keep that leg parallel and find the length through the body. And then I'm going to rest. Right leg is just stacked on top of the left. You're going to externally rotate the leg, flex the foot. You're going to lift the leg up and lower back down. It's a flex to lift and a point to lower. I'm trying to keep these ribs connected to the floor. In order to help me keep the ribs connected, I'm going to lift my head up. You can have your head down resting on your arm or up in your hand like I am. And then just find some freedom in the leg. Just trying to allow that leg to move. From here, we're going to circle the leg. It doesn't have to be big. It's a front, side, back. We go front and side and back, and front and side and back. Last one here. And then we're going to reverse it. Back and side, front, and back, side, front, back, side, front. Last one. And then from here, I'm going to bend the knee, place the foot down on the floor. I'm reaching my bottom leg long, so I have one nice long body. I'm going to lift and lower this leg. Lifting and lower. Just working a little inner thigh. So my anchors here are the side of my hip and the side of my ribs. Feeling connected there. And just by feeling those bony landmarks on the floor, you're going to get information about your posture, right? If your ribs are forward or backwards of your pelvis, right? It's giving you information just like the reformer gives you information. And then let's rest. Let's push ourselves up with our hands and swivel around, and we can do the whole thing on the other side. I'm gonna move these hand weights out of the way. Roll all the way down. Have a little nice strip of lay here, but hopefully that's not throwing you off too much. So, side of the ribs, grounded. We can roll on the rib cage. Just feel your ribs underneath you. Feel connected to the floor. And then my feet are in line with my spine. You can always use your hand. Feel your back. Feel where your ribs are. Feel your tail. Your back should feel nice and long and pretty flat. So just watching that your ribs aren't forwards or backwards of your tail, and that you're not rolling, right? Like this or like that. That you're pretty stacked and square to the front. We're just starting with our clam. So we're going up and then back down and then lifting up. And then back down. Keeping my belly pulled up as I do this. Trying again not to roll back upon myself. So I'm not allowing the weight of the leg to send me back on my pelvis. Trying to stay forward. Last one here. You're going to rest. You're going to extend the legs in front. lifting the top leg up, kicking the leg forward, bending the knee, grabbing the foot, going for a stretch in my thigh, and then reaching the leg all the way back. Flexing forward, bending, grabbing my foot, stretching my thigh, and then I lean in the ribs just slightly as I extend the leg back. Kick as I go forward, and then bend, and then reaching the leg back. Try one more. And on the next one here, we're just gonna go forwards and backwards. Flex to go forward, point to go back. Flex to go forward, point to go back. Now I'm not counting these. I'm going more by feel, which is how I tend to work. Last one here. And then left leg stacked on top of the right. I'm going to prop my head up. Flex to lift, point to lower. Again, feeling the standing leg. For you, it's the right leg here on the floor. Long and connected. And the more this is long and connected, the more it will help you leverage your top leg. And then we move into our circles. We go front and side and back, front, side, back, front, and side, and back. We'll do one more. And then you're going to reverse it. Back, side, and front. Back, side, front. Back, side, front. Last one. And then you're going to bend this leg, place the foot down, bottom leg reaches long in line with the body. We're going to flex as we lift and lower this bottom leg. Lift and lower, and lift and lower. Again, I'm leaning into the side of the hip and the side of the ribs. Get that little spot of sunshine in my eyes. Lift, lift, connecting to that inner thigh. And lift, and lift. We can start to feel a little rhythm, lift and lift. As we progress through Pilates and we really start to flow our practice, we get more into rhythm, the timing of movement, allowing that rhythm to kind of take over. And then you're going to rest from here. Top leg reaches long, you're rolling right onto your belly. We're going to start with our hands underneath our shoulders. The palms are flat. The two legs are reaching long. Your feet are not turned out or turned in. They're just parallel. And we're coming into a little cobra. So the shoulders are going to pull back and down. Kind of go right and then left. But feeling your shoulders back and down. Hands lean down. As the hands lean down, the sternum reaches forward. And this can be tiny, tiny, tiny. Just like all those curls we did on our back in our series of 5 in our abdominal series, we're doing the opposite here. So that we walk away from our practice with a balanced body. The spine not just rounding one direction or moving one direction, but the spine moving in all directions. And there may be one direction that you have an affinity for. Now I'm going to come up a little higher, so I'm going to use my arms a little bit more to help me. So I'm inhaling up and then exhaling to lower. As I lift, I'm noticing that I'm leaning into both legs evenly. I'm trying not to turn my legs out, I'm trying to keep them parallel. Pubic bone is grounded and in the middle. So we feel ribs and pubic bone when we're lying down as we lift up. Pubic bone's grounded. And then coming back down. And again, I can start to feel as I lift, I can fall down, lift, and then fall down. And we start to get the pattern of swan. So swan, we add a little rocking with our legs. It's just a lift chest, fall kick. Lift chest, fall kick. Lift chest, fall kick. And then we can take a child's pose. So adding a bit of rhythm to the practice here. Rounding the spine as you go back, reaching your arms forward, taking a nice little stretch. Feel free to have space in your child's pose between your knees. Come forward once again onto your belly. Arms are reaching up. So we just rocked from pubic bone to ribs, rolling from anchor to anchor. Now we're going to try stabilizing. So pubic bone's grounded. Ribs are grounded in the front. Lift the arms and legs up. Arms and legs lower. Arms and legs lift. Arms and legs lower. Arms and legs lift. Arms and legs lower. We're going to hold it up there. In our swimming, we're lifting opposite arm and leg a little higher to the ceiling. So we inhale to lift. We go right arm, left leg higher and switch. And then we switch, 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 switch. If this is really hard, you could just have your arms, hands by your side, and just kick your legs. And just feel the pattern of kicking. And then you could rest your legs and just try your arms. Switching. And then if you were to put it all together, we go arms and legs. Breathe, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, last breath. And rest. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Reach your hips back. Take a child's pose once again. Just to stretch a second. Come on up to sit. You're going to tuck your toes under. You're going to try to sit on your feet. This might be hard. See what this is like. Just stretching the feet, stretching the toes. From here, you're going to come onto hands and knees. Let's bring the toes back to flat. It's a nice little stretch. We're going to utilize that stretch later. We're going to start by rocking on our hands and knees. Just coming a little forward and a little back. Forward, a little back. So transferring our weight. You can feel as we go forwards and backwards, the weight between the two hands and the two knees and feeling the spine right in the middle. Let's tuck the toes under and do this. And then we're going to find a place where we're just stable in the middle, nice long neutral spine. The back is pretty flat. We want to make sure we're not collapsing in the arms, and we also want to make sure that we're not rounding too much through the spine, right? So it's just a nice long, the tail is just reaching long, the crown of the head is reaching long. From here, keeping the toes tucked under, you're going to lift your knees into a little hover. And then you're going to lower back down. And again, you're going to lift the knees into a hover. It's 1 inch off the floor, that's it. And then lower back down. And then lift the knees up. And then lower back down. Now let's take the lifting of the knees, and we're going to remember that little transfer of weight. So we lift the knees, and we transfer our weight again with this hover of the knees. Feet should be a little wider. So the knees are hip width apart. Last one. And then come on down. Sit back on your feet. Take a little moment. We're going to step the hands back once again. Tuck the toes under. Reach back into a little stretch. Into a downward dog. Pedal out your feet. Both legs extended. The chest is opening. You're pressing your hands out. You're lengthening the spine, crown of the head reaching away from the tail, finding length through the whole backside. And then from here, see if you can come forward into a plank. If this is hard, you can be on your knees. So you could always go like this. You can be on the full plank, try that. And then transfer your weight back into your feet and do your downward dog. Come forward into your plank, if you could hold it. Come back into your downward dog. See if we could add a little ripple. So we're going to add a little piece to this, which is a ripple through the spine. Instead of coming forward with a flat back, pull the belly in, round the spine, come forward, lengthen the spine in your plank, and then sit your hips back into your downward facing dog. Round the back, ripple, stretch, breathe into your ribs, come forward, find your plank, and then sit your hips back into your downward dog. Try that one more time. Rounding forward. And then sitting your hips back. And then just hold your stretch for one more breath. From here, you're going to open the feet a little wider. You're going to walk your hands back towards your feet. You're going to hang your torso over your legs. You're going to let your arms hang. You're going to let your head hang. You can give your head a little nod yes, a little nod no. Even grab hold of your elbows for a moment if that feels good. Just take a little stretch, allowing the torso to be entirely passive as your legs are strong and working. If you can get your fingertips on the floor, great. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to do that. If you need to have a little prop, you can put a book or something here for your hands, or a yoga block. And then you're going to bend the legs and come down into a squat. See what that's like. If the squat is hard, you can fold up your mat and stick it underneath your heels. Feel free to grab some furniture, or if you open a door, you can always grab the doorknob on either side and kind of hang back off of that. And this just puts you into your full squat. From here, your fingertips are going to come onto the floor. You're going to hang over the leg once again, and then we're going to bend the legs and come back into our squat. And then we're going to lift the hips and hang over. And then a little hinge over, and then bending legs and coming back into the squat. And we'll do that one more time. And that stretch. Back into your squat. In your squat, your feet might also be a little bit turned out. And that's okay. Hands are coming into a prayer position. You're going to come all the way up to stand and coming out of frame. You're going to bend the legs and then come back down. And then coming all the way up. And then coming back down. And then coming up. We could think about this as transferring our weight, finishing our practice to stand. Just try one more. Come all the way up. You guys are going to reach your arms up overhead. Open the arms wide. I'm going to squat back down, so I come back into frame. Just stand on your 2 feet, see how you feel. Try to feel your 2 feet balanced as you stand. You can close your eyes and just feel how your feet are connected to the floor. Check in with your body, see how it feels now versus the beginning of class. And go about your day, hopefully with a little bit more freedom and ease in your body. So this is a balancing mat practice class. So for balancing all sides of the body. Take good care and be well. Bye.